Alright, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So this is the new edition of our ship. I added a bit of fuel to it, as you can see. And currently, because we only have the singular fuel tanks, it's just all single fuel tanks all the way down. I think the engines are the same. The boosters added a couple more fins here just for stability. They don't actually move. So now these boosters are actually going to run out sooner, so they're going to come off first, and I'm going to try to keep them when we get back down. We'll see if that works or not. Just real quick here, we're going to do a crew report, because we can actually transmit this while we're here. There's starting transmission. I've got a antenna on here somewhere. So we've already got that science. So if we do the crew report again, it won't give us anything because we've already done it. Another thing you might have seen here, the electrical charge, that's only generated when we're attached to these things, and when our engines are running due to the alternator, like in a car. So let's go. So I did test this briefly just before starting the episode, so I have an idea of what I want to do with this one. I actually added a couple extra fuel tanks on top of my original design, so hopefully that'll allow us to do what I was hoping. Just going to drop the speed a little bit here, so we don't need to burn our fuel so hard. So I think the parachutes will just be destroyed, maybe not. Oh, that was a mistake. Shit. I'm just going to restart that. So yeah, you can see the electrical charge going back up here because the clamps are on. So yeah, unfortunately I just turned the ship and I didn't need to do that, so I have to start from scratch. I think it wobbles a little bit. It seems to be wobbling a little bit. It's probably because these engines aren't on even. Like, these things are still kind of messed, a bit of a messy layout. Speed a little bit, down to 3/4 there. There's some boosters going. All the fucking chutes got destroyed, so those are just going to explode on the ground. It didn't last time. It was totally different this time. So increase our speed a bit now since the boosters are off, so we want to have that extra speed till we start losing some atmosphere up here. Let's see if I do some science experiments while we're flying here, if they're worth the time. Oh, that one's not. Metric pressure, that one's okay. Do temperature, that one's also not bad. And we change positions now. Okay. So I'm going to wait until we get a little bit more, like usually at 30,000 kilometers. 30,000 meters, 30 kilometers? Yeah. Is when I start to turn the rocket a little bit. Turn the wrong way. Kind of fighting me a little bit. Anyway, we can kill the engine thrust because we're already drifting, so we're not going to lose speed until we contact the atmosphere again, because we're almost at the top now. I'm trying to do an orbit here. We've already got a massive apoapsis up here, so I'm going the wrong fucking way is what I'm doing. Turn it a little bit. Do that. Okay. I usually start by just like putting it all the way out there, like so we get the periapsis to come around. And then you can mess around with it after that point. You can make it a bit rounder. So our lowest point will be 126,000. Highest point is 500,000, which is kind of far out there. Probably want to bring it down a little bit because we don't want to waste all of our fuel at the moment. We don't need to just yet. So the more we can save for now, the more we'll have for later. So close to 100,000 is fine. Can adjust it later as well. I'm gonna pop our guidance over to our maneuver node there. Let's bring it down. Okay. Okay, well, our maneuver's all set. We still get a good amount of fuel in our engines here. Can bring that status up, actually. We're going to drop the major engines first. At the moment, I think we do a crew report. Cool, so we can submit this with the antenna that I've installed on here. Let's have... not enough electricity. Uh-oh, that's not good. That'll be because our engine's not running at the moment. Okay, so... I will have to hold on to that. Gonna have Mr. Pilot get out, grab an EVA report, jump back in, make sure we're still oriented properly, and our node is now. Let's see if we can submit this data while we're flying here. We should be able to do it because we'll keep recharging the engine there. Do another experiment here. Pressure, we've already got one in that one, so I don't want to overwrite the ones that I already have. So I brought, I think, 4 of each then to do experiments with. Okay, these engines are done. Alright, now we're on our main stage. This one's going to be a little wobbly because of how long it is. I've got a secondary engine up here. Pop this up. That didn't do anything? Okay. Alright, we're at full thrust here, so orbit's coming about here. As long as we keep firing and we do have enough fuel, we will achieve a full orbit this time. And if I can, I'm going to do a bit more with that. So we have space near Kerbin. So there's, if you can get down close enough, like this, the same data, you can get data from each of the biomes as you go over them. That's also on some of the specific areas. Like right now we're over. What are we over now? It's like the. Oh, we're still over the actual space center. We're just going. It does have kind of areas that are similar to the continents that we have. Alright. So, oh, that's not high enough? What the fuck? I don't know what happened there. Alright, something's going off here. I'm not exactly sure what. So I'm going to have to fix this because we're going to come back in the atmosphere real quick. Oh, that was the end of that stage, I guess. Well, that one's going to fall back into the atmosphere, so that's gone. Okay, so we've now passed our lowest point. We will continue going up, as you can see in the corner here. If I go up, it highlights the thing. Yeah, so we're at 77,000. I should move these over a little bit, shouldn't I? But that's okay. Where are you? HUD 2, yes. Alright, so we've got a bit of fuel left. We should be... We're not quite in a stable orbit yet because we still have to fix our lowest point on the next pass. Still giving me the same data stuff. Yes. Crew report. No, okay. Do we do any other EVA? Do we get any different stuff? Yeah, so here's a biome one, just above the grasslands. I could submit that now, but we're going to slowly start burning electricity out here because the SAS is on. So if I turn the SAS off, we won't lose that electricity, but we will lose our ability to track properly and control our ship a little bit. Just helps with the steering in general. So when we come around, the best point to increase the other side is here. It's not very much, yeah. So like if you increase this side from over here, it costs us like, this is 64 meters per second. It's a your delta V. I don't understand the mathematics behind it, but it's essentially the potential that your craft has to increase. It's like its apoapsis or whatever orbital mechanic maneuvers. I'm trying to think of an actual term for it, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so to show an example, if we try to increase the periapsis over here, we have to do it with... I hate this shit sometimes. Sometimes these things get in the way a little bit. Yeah, so if I was to do a maneuver here to increase this point, it would cost me like 90. It would cost almost double to increase it by nothing. So essentially, when you want to increase or decrease the opposite side of something, it's better to do it from the opposite side. So if I want to increase the periapsis, I do it from the side of the apoapsis. If I want to increase the apoapsis, I do it from the side of the periapsis. And it would be the same with the circularized parts. I can't remember the names of these. These ones are the angle of your orbit, and these ones are how circular it is. So, can't remember what they're called. Yeah, so we got 29 delta V there. I can actually look, I think, and see what our craft's totally capable of. Vessel. So our total delta V is 1850 for this stage, but this is our whole ship now. So this is out of the original ship. So yeah, that's what the Kerbal Engineer mod's very useful for. It's just very basic stats on the fly and stuff. So I am going to get us to our next maneuver. So we can increase that that distance from the planet. We're going to have to turn our SAS back on as well, start using battery power, but we'll have our engine on so it'll get back up to us. So rotating the ship the whole way around. If you watch the nav ball here, you can see where we're pointing the ship. Now... So you can see the moon out here. I did want to try to do a flyby the moon, but I think because of whatever went wrong, we are not going to have that chance. I can try to simulate it and see what might happen. Not quite there. So we passed the moon. It's also like, because we're not oriented the right way towards it, like if I if I rotate our orbit so it's flat like this ellipse here, we'll have a better chance of encountering it. Sometimes if you move up and down, oh, there we go. So we would encounter the moon here, and we'd escape its orbit after that. But then we'd have... I don't know what that's... What does that mean? Oh, the red orbit would be the next one. Okay. It might be doable. We'll have to see after we finish this maneuver, which is now. So... Just cut the speed down real low there. Let it finish off a lot of the rest. Doesn't matter if you get it exact or not. Okay, 700. We can do it. So I guess I'll wait until we're over there. We can fly by the moon. Perhaps at the moment we might be able to get another report here. High over Kerbin. Okay. Yeah, because we're higher up now, so actually these science experiments here might do better too. I think maybe we've claimed that one already, I'm not sure. But we'll keep those for now. Let's see if I can find the other ones we have. Near Kerbin. Flying at Kerbin. Okay. So we'll have some experiments left for the moon. I might actually just dump the ones that we have here just for the extra stuff because it's worth more to have the ones from the moon, and it's going to be harder to get there. So let's hurry up and get ourselves around to the other side of this maneuver here. Alright, we'll let the ship orient itself. We can do another EVA here, maybe we'll get something interesting. Keep almost hitting the deploy chute, yeah, over the water there. There is a limit to how many experiments we can hold, but I'm not super worried about it right now. Okay, almost at the maneuver. Gonna start out our firing here. So, usually you have to make sure that you have enough fuel to create some sort of re-entry. It seems like we actually already have one based on the little slingshot off the moon that we're going to do. It's going to send us straight into the Earth, but the atmosphere will slow us down, and I've got parachutes, so that's okay. Okay, now it is almost done. That's almost like perfect. Like, I have timed that. Don't usually do that very well. Okay, wait. If we're not over the water anymore, maybe we'll get another one. Desert's nice. The tundra on the top. So there's like the Arctic, and there's like the tundra, and there's like the highlands and lowlands and stuff, all that kind of thing. Okay, so when you don't do the perfect burn, you're going to miss your specific targets. So you can set objects as targets here. This is descending node and ascending node. So that's the angle at which we're approaching. Almost at a 90-degree angle, kind of close, but for this time it's not going to matter. But we do want to fix. We do want to fix this a little bit because we're going to miss the moon. So we can bring it in somehow. It's hard to see this here. Okay, yeah, we actually just want to drop our orbit. And yeah, so this green projected line here, we're going to go off this orange line. We're going to encounter the moon here. It's going to spit us out here on this trajectory, but Kerbin's gravity will take over and guide us on this green path, and we're going to enter the atmosphere only 4,000 meters above the surface, so that'll bring us down. Well, I suppose I can complete this maneuver. That's kind of all the time I've got for now. We didn't do so bad. Did our first full orbit. I think we've actually done 2 full revolutions of the planet. Still got a good amount of fuel, and next episode we're going to swing by the moon. So we're going to have a ton of science from this. I hope. I could go to the Space Center and just let this thing fly and put something else up while it rotates, but I don't necessarily need to. I've been thinking about kind of keeping the flight list very small on this this game, because I don't want to have to manage tons of stuff. Okay, so that's our blue trajectory is the current one, and then purple/orange will be the no projected one. 20,000, even better. It's better to come in higher in the atmosphere and like slowly bleed off your speed than all at once. At least for me in this game. I don't know if this is the truth in reality, but... One more EVA, water. We already got water. Alright. Okay, thanks for joining, guys. We will continue in the next episode, and we will swing by the moon. So see you next time. Bye.